Okay, so let's talk about your homework real quick for this week. Hopefully it won't take you too long to actually do the actual homework part. All right, so it's going to be in two parts, both in Tableau. So the first part is going to be basically you creating a table. I have very specific parameters of what I want in my table here. We are going to answer the question of how well do the average of all the other ratings compared to the overall ratings employees give companies on Glassdoor. So the data set for this is the one that I was just showing you, this employee ratings, to give you a little bit more context in what is going on in here, so you know what in the world you're doing here. Employees give ratings on, they have a number of questions. So these first ones here are all the questions. So they have some question about like, was your overall rating of the company that you worked for? How would you rate the work-life balance? How do you rate the company in terms of culture and values? How would you rate the company in terms of career opportunities? How do you rate the company in terms of total rewards, meaning pay and extra benefits? And then how do you rate the company in terms of their leadership? Okay, so in theory, the overall rating should be similar to the average of the work balance and the culture and career opportunities, total rewards, and leadership, assuming that each of these questions were equally weighted in somebody's mind, and that there's nothing else that feeds into an overall rating, which are huge assumptions to make. But that's the question that we're going to look at real quick here. The CSV file is attached to your homework thing in Canvas. So you download that CSV file. When Tableau read this file for me, it thought that these were ABC. it misread these, so I had to manually switch these over to number. See how these are still ABC because I haven't manually moved them over. So you just click and see how it says string. You just change those over to the decimal. So you need to do that for any of these first values that have that rating. Side note, I misspoke when I said that the z-scores were from 1 to 0. It's most of the values are approximately to there within this one. But a lot of them are actually a little bit outside that boundary, and these scores can go further than that as well. But anyways, that's a digression. So you don't have to work with the normalized ones. Just use these raw numbers, because all that stuff that I added in from my cleanup in R when I messed with this data set the first time. I might actually remove those before I upload the file. Okay, so first part of this is I want you to create a calculated field for the average ratings of work balance, culture, career opportunities, total rewards, and leadership. So create a calculated field for that. And then do a second calculation of a difference score between the average of these compared to the overall rating. Once you have those in a table, so your table should have 3 columns of numbers at that point, and these should be by company to clarify. So yeah, so your table should have company names on the left side. I can put that in. So end table should have company names on the left and 3 columns. The overall score, I'm gonna give, so yeah, so the the overall score, the average, which is the calculated field that we made, and the difference field that we also made. So that's the other. Okay, so just make sure that everyone's on the same page there. Okay, so create those two calculations. So all three columns there, tables should be basically comparing for each of the companies, how close is the overall compared to the average one there. I want you to add color to the table, like what I demonstrated earlier. So you can colorize the background or the letters, the numbers themselves, your choice of what to do there, what makes sense for you, okay? So that is going to be something that differs among across the class. And then I want you to do things like resizing and labeling and anything else that you deem important from all the stuff we talked about earlier about readability and accessibility and making it look nice. So do that in Tableau, and then in a Word doc, I want you to do a short write-up of what you did, including the formulas for your two calculations. And you can tell me anything else that you ended up having to do in order to make this, especially if you did anything unique to it. And then I want you to take a screenshot of the final work that you have. So what I want to see is, I want to see your tabs on the bottom. I want to be able to see the table stuff here so I can see your calculated value labels sitting there. And I want to be able to see your actual table. Okay, so if I did a screenshot of this, it'd be all of that space right there. Okay, that entire thing. Okay, so words, screenshot in a Word doc. The second part of your homework, I want you to either make a second table using the same data set, your choice of what you're doing with that table, or you can use your own data set. So if you already have a data set that you're going to use or thinking about using with your project, go ahead and start playing now, and I'll do this throughout the quarter. So use your own data set if you have it to make a table. Either way, it should have a calculated field and a color just to practice doing these activities. For this one, I need you to tell me what business problem you're trying to solve with it. Like what are you trying to show me? Especially if it's your data set, you might need to give me a little more context into what is going on, like I had to do with the explanation of what are these fields and such. Give me the formulas for calculations that you do and anything else that you needed to do for this process. And then again, give me a screenshot of the final workbook page showing the entire screen with the table, the data tab, the tabs on the bottom, and the workspace. So again, both parts of these are in a Word doc, one file, no Tableau files. Okay, don't send me a bunch of workbooks. My computer will cry, and so will Canvas with a bunch of Tableau files every single week. Okay, so that is the homework. This will be rewritten again and posted in the assignments section, along with the link for the CSV file for the first part. All right, good luck.